Okay. Okay. So to begin with, I have to check for my IP address. So ifconfig, and then this is my IP address, 10.18.169.99. So then I proceed to create a user. So sudo add user and then the username. So we name our user MPI user. And then so the new password 1234 and then 14 and full name will be MPI user. The information is correct, yes. All right, so I would proceed to log in to the MPI user. So SU space hyphen space MPI user. So request for the password. So 1234. And then I'm in the new user we have created. So you also do same for your PC. So should I stop sharing so you do same? Okay.
I think it's left with the way you're making the settings.
No.
The settings like
Wait.
adding, giving the administrative right on the MPI user.
Okay, so then this now then I make it an administrator. Thank you. So then you can also do yours.
Okay, so I'll proceed to share my screen. Oh, okay. So I'll check my IP from my partner to also get notice of the IP, my IP, so he can connect in future times. Yeah. So we're using the wireline, so a Wi-Fi connection as the medium of the IP.
But I can't see your screen. Is that fine?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
But I can't see yours.
I'm sharing.
Yeah.
I'm sharing.
I'm stopping the share here, but it still can't stop.
It has stopped. Maybe it's due to internet constraint.
Okay. So you carry on.
Okay, so that's my IP. And the next thing to do is create a new sudo, a new MPI user. That's by the function or the code sudo add user MPI user. And the next password that is required for is the password of the PC. PC user, not the MPI. So I'll input my password, which is confidential to me. And the next thing I have to give a password to the MPI user I just created. Oh,
okay.
They are starting your screen.
Okay. Is it sharing over there?
Yeah, so I'm resharing.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give a password to the new MPI, new user I've created. Press 1, 2, 3, 4 for the work. And type to confirm. And here, the full name I'll give to the user again will be the same name as MPI user. From there, the other additional information might not be so needed in our dealings. And I'll give a picture of why that's equal to yes to make sure the information I'm giving is correct. So from there, I'll give administrative rights to my MPI user. So in doing so, I'll have to give a new, I'll just have to reshare my screen and add the user as it proceed. So
Okay.
go to settings, users, click unlock it first. That's my password, which is confidential to me. Then click on MPI user over here and give it administrative rights. Once then, I'll reshare again
Okay.
my screen.
Okay. So you have made it admin.
Yeah. Then I'll log into, once I'm done, I'll log into the MPI. The MPI user will get created by the command /MPI user to ask me for the password which I gave to the MPI user, which is 1234. Okay. So right now I'm in the user I just created. So I'll leave my partner to also continue with the next steps.
All right. All right. So I'm back here. I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. So I would have to log in. So since I'm the master PC, I would have to log in into the client PC. So I'll do SSH, then the client IP. So 10.20.224.114. Then I'm logged in into the client's PC, which will require the password 1234. All right. So this is the client's name, Omen X. Then I exit that. Then I change directory to SSH. And I list and make sure that I have known hosts in there. So it's clear I have known hosts. So my servant PC will also have to do same. So we will have to do same for what I just did. I can't hear you. Seems you have muted your mic.
Okay. In doing so, I have to also get into my partners. I have to get into my partners PC to check whether there is also known host in its account. So in doing so, I'll have to use the command. In getting to the page, I have to use the command SSH. Since SSH open server is already installed on my PC, I have to use the command SSH and its IP, which is 10.18.169.99. So how to authenticate by typing yes to agree to that, and then it will require me for me to input his password, which we generally give it as 1234. Also him to make it easier. To wait for the connection to be established, then we can see it over here. I've entered this PC. So in the next step I have to do is check for the availability of known hosts over here, which I'll do by using the SSH command. That's SSH AC by entering to SSH directory, that's cd.ssh. And once I'm done, I'll check by typing the command ls, that's list, to list the command to list the directory that is over there. So we have the known host over here, which is available. So we can proceed with that. So I'll leave the rest to my partner, which you have to continue with the next step. But I have to exit first before my partner could continue from his connection. So I'm back to my MPI user in OMNX. Okay, so my partner will continue with the rest.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll proceed. So I'm in the MPI user, so I log in back. So now this time around, I'm logging into my IP, my PC using my IP. So SSH, then master IP. So that's my IP 10.18.169.99. So then yes, then password 1234. All right, so I've been able to log in. So I change directory to SSH. Then this time around, I'm going to generate a unique key. So SSH hyphen keygen and space hyphen T space RSA. All right. So after generating the unique key, then I list whatever is in that directory. And then, so I have 3 files in the directory: ID underscore RSA, ID underscore RSA.tar, and non-hosts. Right. So then I'll copy ID underscore RSA.pub to the 7th IP. So I'll do the scp command, then the file rsa.pub, then the MPIUser. Then I'll call my 7th IP as 10.20.224.114. Then colon, then this 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's done. I've successfully copied that file to my 7th IP. Then I'll exit. Then I call my 7th IP again, SSH 10.20.224.11234. Then I list whatever is in that directory. So it seems we don't have what we are required. So doing that, I would have to call that again and then figure it out. So I have to change the directory to cd.ssh before I list whatever is in that. So I've changed. Now I can list. And then I have 2 files: id underscore rsa.pub that I copied, and then known hosts. So we are back on track. Then we do the cat command, id underscore rsa.pub to another file called authorized underscore keys, just to make sure you're typing the correct thing. So cat id underscore rsa.pub, then to authorized keys. So that is done. Then we list. Then we have authorized keys in that directory. And so it's fine. We can now exit the directory. And then we are going to log in. And then, given that we have done everything correctly, we are supposed to log in without being prompted to enter the password. So I'll continue to do that. So SSH and then the client's IP 10.20.224.114. So correctly, we weren't prompted to input any password. So I'll exit and then pave way for my partner to carry on. All right. So from what we are supposed to follow, I'm supposed to carry on from this part. So I go back and then setting up my NFS on the master PC. So I enter the following commands: sudo apt get install nfs kernel server. All right. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So sudo MPIUser. It's not in the sudo s file. So I think we are getting an error in this part. So we have to work it out again. So
No, you have to leave the SSH column.
okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, so I go back again. Sudo apt get install nfs kernel server, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still giving us the same error. So sudo. All right, so we are back and we have figured it out. So we install the NFS kernel. So sudo apt get install nfs the kernel server, and then so we are getting it installed. All right, so it has been successfully installed. Then we make a directory and we name it Charlie. So the directory has been successfully created. Then we list, make sure we have Charlie in the directory, and then we have Charlie in there. Then we go on to create our files. So sudo nano c export. Then we input this. So home MPIUser, then Charlie, then we give space, then asterisk, then we open the bracket and we type in the bracket rw sync no underscore root underscore squash, then no underscore sub tree underscore check. Okay. So we have done that, and then we have to save it. So Control X and we save it. Right. So then we make sure for any changes we make sure it's updated. So export fs -a. All right, so I'll pause here and allow my partner to continue. All right, I can't hear you. I've muted your microphone.
Okay, so I'll share my screen to continue to install the NFS command. Okay. So since I'm the client, I'll install the NFS command, which is meant for the server machine or the client machine. So in doing so, I have to sudo apt install. I have to be in the MPI user first. Then since I'm in the MPI user, I'll just have to install by using the command sudo apt. Let's install NFS with a hyphen common, and I'll be required to input the password for the MPI user, which is 1234, as you stated. So everything will get installed. We are done installing. The next thing for us to do is make a directory of the file Charlie. So we use it, we continue with the command mk there, that's make directory Charlie. So it gives me it's already exists. So I just have to listen and check whether it's there. Okay, it's there. The next thing I'll have to do is try to mount drive of NFS. So in do so, I'll type sudo mount with a, let's see. Then I have to bring in the master IP address first. So that's 10.18.169.99 with a column, then backslash with the directory of the where the file is. That's home. MPI user, then Charlie, living space, and giving the user, and Charlie again. Okay, so I think that's it for now. Input enter. So we have bad usage. That means there's a problem with me typing the code, the command I get in. So I have to make some checks about it. So let's go again. So sudo mount blah blah blah. So you go and check that you have home, you have MPI user. So I think the problem should be coming from here.
The approximation sign is supposed to be attached to the hyphen.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I made a mistake. So we have approximation sign. Start with the file directory of the Charlie. So we hit enter and try again. We have the file has already the still file, so it's an old file that already exists. Okay, so we can proceed with, since we have tried it already. So
Why you didn't hear me now? We are coming. So what are you supposed to do?
right. So are you done running it? Saving the file. I can't hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the next command you're supposed to do, add the ID to it and okay. So I place the ID over there to make it very intact. So using that to continue. So I think that'll be the end of the road for what I'll get up to. So anytime I'll leave the rest to the master IP or my partner to continue to run the MPICH program. All right.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll proceed as the master machine. So I have to change directory to the Charlie file created, and then it's present. So I've changed directory to the Charlie file. Then I'll open my file, nano, and then we'll name our program that is supposed to run in parallel project. dot with a C++ extension. All right. So in here, we are going to paste our code. And then, so we'll take our code from exactly what the lecture gave us. Come paste it back here. Okay. So this is our code. Then we save it. Then we'll compile with sudo mpi C++. Then the name of the file, project.c++. Then we create, we are creating the file. So we are making sure it gets compiled to -o. Then project.exe. So the compilation process done. Then we proceed to run file mpi-mp. So 5 processes or 4 processes. So let me ask for my partner how many processes should run, 5 or 4?
I think 4 is okay.
Okay, so 4 hosts. Then the servant's IP, that's my partner's IP. So 10.20.22.114. Then my IP, that's the master IP. So 10.18.169.99. Then space dot project.exe. So after we are done, we'll press enter and hope to have our process running. So we have encountered a few challenges, and so we'll go back to check our process again. So npl1 hosts.
I think
Right. Pardon?
yeah, from the process where you say what unable to change the directory to because of still file handle.
Okay. Okay. So we come back here and then make sure everything is correct. And then from the look of things, everything is correct in here. So sudo MPI C++ project CPP, then project exe. So we have successfully compiled our program. But we still have problem running, so we have to run it again. So MPI run.
You hello.
Yeah.
What it means is that the mountain it didn't go through because the file name already exists. I getting it.
Okay. Okay. So you're still encountering the same error. So you have to work it out. And so we'll have to go back to the mounting process again. So
So you,
yeah. So
if I'm mounting it with a different
getting
name,
another. Okay.
if I'm mounting it, I
So
have to
I should change mine before. I have to change mine before you can mount. I have to create a directory, another directory, so that you can mount in that directory.
okay.
So I'll make the directory computer, and I'll list. Right now we have the still directory and then the new directory I've created. So I proceed to sudo nano etc x ports. So this is what needs to be corrected. So computer. I think this will be fine. And then so I'll leave you to also do same. This time to the directory computer.
You said I should mount. I should mount.
So you should do your NFS setup again. This time around, you create the directory computer, just like I've created here. So we won't be mounting to the directory Charlie again. We're mounting to computer.
Okay. Okay, so NFS. Okay. So I'll make which directory? Which directory should I make it in? You said your volume is off.
Sorry, computer. That's the name of our new directory.
Okay, so computer is there, then we mount. Since we change our directory out to change the numbers. Okay, so we are through with the mounting of the device.
Can you reduce the window size so that I can see?
Okay, so you are through with the mounting stage. So I'll let my partner continue with the
Come to sudo
running of the MPI.
No, you have to update it. Kindly reduce the size of
Size of what?
your window. Let me see.
No, you can't reduce. That's
The
how.
size of your window. Your window. Okay. Okay. Right. So then sudo nano etc f start.
So how to change the directories? Okay, so you continue. Eric, you now continue to run the
Yeah.
MPI. You now continue to run the
Can you see
MPI.
my screen? Okay, so can you see my screen now? So nano. So we create the file. I want to know if they are allowed for meeting or we should make it tomorrow. We want to come and see it again. Is my screen visible? Okay, so I'll have to create the file in which we run the program. So we'll name the file car.c++, the C++ extension. And then in here, I'm going to paste our code to run. So Control X, then we save it. Then we compile MPI C++ car.c++ car.exe. So compilation was successful. Then NPI run MP 4 processes hosts. Then servant IP 10.20. Can you please help me out with your IP? Dot 20.224.114. Thank you. Then my IP, the master IP 10.18.169.99. Then space. Then car.exe. So our program has been able to run successfully on 4 processes. So we bring an end to the running of our program in parallel.